Chris Marlowe and Paul Sunderland, championship action. Brent Frohoff and Mike Whitmarsh, Kent Steffes, and Adam Johnson. The boys got a jump start on us. It's 1-0, Frohoff and Whitmarsh. Frohoff got a jump serve ace, and that's where we stand at the moment. Steffes and Johnson get the side out.
Talk about how important it is that Brent Frohoff and Mike Whitmarsh get off to a great start. They're coming through the losers, playing against a team on a roll, Johnson and Steffes, with all the confidence in the world.
Kent Steffes, 24 years old, 23 years old, I should say, rolls it out of bounds. So Mike Whitmarsh will put the ball in play. The former basketball star at the University of San Diego, finalist twice last year. And he misses the serve. So Johnson and Steffes will have it. Adam Johnson becoming one of the more familiar players on tour. 6'3" jumping jack, 7 wins, including the USA Championships last year.
Here we go.
Touch, chance to tie it up.
Look at AJ scrambling once again.
And into the crowd, and Whitmarsh doesn't like the non-call.
Those are all the plays that Adam Johnson makes. Whitmarsh with a little dink, and Adam Johnson once again dashing for cash. You can never take it easy with Adam Johnson out on the court.
Bobby Clark, our first referee, and Jim Leonard is our umpire. So the two best officials on tour, at least according to most of the players, ref and ump, Clark and Leonard.
Over.
And shot, it's dug, and Frohoff hits it right back to Johnson. Nice dig by Fro.
AJ returns the favor.
Poke down the line, yes. Fro and Witt got to get off to a good start, Paul.
Well, it's essential for them. They've got to somehow put some pressure on Kent Steffes and Adam Johnson, make them at least start to wonder about what they're doing out here. Frohoff been out on the tour a long time, 12 career wins, 6'3", 185 pounds, training hard during the offseason, jump serving, the key for Brent Frohoff to get this team into the winner's circle.
Didn't win last year, but he still won over $100,000 in prize money. The jumper coming at you. And the cut shot inside. So Adam Johnson gets a kill. We should tell you right now that the Killer Loop Kill Award will be presented today by Bausch & Lomb. The player with the most kills in the final match receives $500 from Bausch & Lomb, and Adam Johnson getting one right there.
Slicing off the angle. Perfect ball control, passing and setting. Very, very good right now for Steffes and Johnson.
Keep you updated on those numbers as the match progresses. Hit out of bounds, and Johnson and Steffes take the lead 2-1.
It's going to be a battle of attrition and ball control. Whoever passes each one another's jump serve better, sides out with more regularity, going to win this championship.
Steffes improving every year. One win in 1989. That was with John Stevenson. And Frohoff pounds it off Steffes' head. Brent Frohoff, he was playing with Scott Akatubby right up until Pensacola, Florida, but Akatubby got sick. We'll tell you about that in a minute. And Frohoff had a decision to make. He wanted to play with Pat Powers. He asked Powers, but Powers said no. And so Frohoff then decided to go with Mike Whitmarsh, and that's how that team was born. And Whitmarsh, once again, had to dump John Stevenson. They've been playing together for 2 weeks now.
Line. Get out.
Was it in? No, out of bounds, and we're tied.
AJ's made a hitting error, and he's been aced early, off to a rocky start for Adam Johnson. Finished the point on Mike Whitmarsh and John Stevenson. Whitmarsh had committed to playing in 3 tournaments with John Stevenson, but when Brent Frohoff became available, Whit had to go back to John and say, look, I got to take advantage of this opportunity, and Stevenson's still a little edgy about it.
Johnson, nice dig by Frohoff. Can they score out of it? 2-2 is our score. Playing a 10-minute rally clock today.
Nice dig by Whit.
Should be a point. Whit, tight.
Good.
Oh, nice shot by Johnson.
Adam Johnson and Kent Steffes just with better ball control. This ball's set too tight. Kent chases it down. And Adam Johnson picking his spots over the 6'7.5" Mike Whitmarsh into the corner. Whitmarsh and Frohoff key that they really, really focus every time they have a chance to score. Really have to make every contact perfect.
Johnson most improved last year. The year before was Kent Steffes. That usually means you're kind of a crummy player and getting better. Not in the case.
Not in their case.
Sure, that's out. wind very lightly here. Kind of blowing cross court.
Mike Whitmarsh at 6'7". The one mistake I think he makes hitting is he doesn't reach high enough. He just sort of cuffs the ball off his shoulder. If he hit at his full extension, he'd be impossible to stop.
2-2, our championship final. He just joined us. Smith and Stoklos were eliminated. Randy Stoklos has a sore shoulder now. He is scheduled to get an MRI examination next week for shoulder instability, said the beach doctor. So we'll see how that pans out next week for Phoenix. Steffes serving. And he whacks another one out of bounds.
Get back to Randy Stoklos. End of last year, beginning of this year, everybody's serving him. So he's just having to hit many more balls combined with his jump serving. His shoulder really getting a workout and a strain each and every weekend, and getting a little soreness right now, and he's got to take care of it early in the season.
Okay. No, go.
Steffes taps it down the line. We continue our championship final. We are tied at 2. I'm Chris Marlowe. My partner is Paul Sunderland. The third tournament we have gotten in this year. We had the rain out in Pensacola. Adam Johnson and his partner Kent Steffes won last week. What a final that was. Winning over Smith and Stoklos. The serving has been anemic here so far.
5 service errors overall between both these teams. It is all.
We played 1 minute.
Well, it's so important. You know, it's like hitting the big first serve in tennis. You know, you just have to go for it, because otherwise you're just not putting any pressure on these teams.
Line. Oh,
Good shot. If you're Frohoff serving the jumper, don't you want to serve Steffes with the jump serve?
I think you go to Steffes with a jump serve deep middle or cut it off sharp angle, because AJ, just like St. John Smith, has no problem whatsoever passing the jump serve. Perfect pass leads to an even better set, and then an easy side-out play.
2-2, Steffes serving. And a big hit by Mike Whitmarsh.
If Mike Whitmarsh could duplicate the height of that swing all the time, he would move right up the ladder. He's 6'7", a basketball player initially, just coming out on tour, currently ranked 12th after starting out 29th last year, and just needs to hit the ball high and hard.
Try Steffes this time.
Over.
Steffes again.
Over.
And a little cutty inside. So Kent Steffes dicing inside. And a side out to Steffes and Johnson. Once again, if you haven't heard the news, Karch Karai not going back to the Olympic team in 1992. So Kent Steffes getting ready to go when Karch comes back. Those two will team together.
You good.
I wonder if Johnson knows about that yet.
Well, he's got to find out
when he watches the show on Monday night.
Frohoff coming under the net and interfering with Kent Steffes playing the ball.
Relax.
I didn't see where the ball was. I just saw underneath. He was just underneath the net.
Who was?
The net right there. Brent was.
This side was? There was contact?
All that.
Of course there was. He's calling it under, Bob. Point. He said he was under right in the middle of the play. No! What?
Replay. We can't. Hey.
Right in the front of the play.
Hey, replay.
Well, the judge and jury thought long and hard about it. He just didn't have enough evidence to make a decisive call there, so called the replay.
Kind of an unusual play. Players doing the mambo under the net, kind of a collision.
The prosecutor, the defense attorney, waging their evidence.
Tied at 2.
Over!
Good vocals that time by Brent Frohoff saying over.
Adam Johnson prefers to serve Mike Whitmarsh in this situation. He feels that he can just read Mike Whitmarsh much better defensively. I remember last year in Milwaukee in that great tournament, that was a key.
2-2 is our score. Frohoff serving. And AJ terminates. So Frohoff and Whitmarsh content to serve Adam Johnson right now. Give him a little work. Steffes was very impressive last week siding out, so maybe the word has gotten around. 4th in the world right now.
I still think if you're jump serving hard, the way to go is at Kent Steffes, at least early. Try to get a lead.
Good shot, punching it down the line. When
Whitmarsh has really improved his ability to pass the ball. Frohoff has got the sweetest hands out here right now. He's just dishing the ball perfectly, and Whit's got to stay tough side out for a long, long time.
Selected by Portland, but the last man cut by the Timberwolves. Averaged over 22 points a game at the University of San Diego.
Okay.
As Steffes pounds it down. Told you that interesting story about Whitmarsh last year when he was paid $10,000 to go back and play one game for his Italian club team. So he went back there, he played, he said he got 40, but his team lost by about 50. But he took the 10 grand and came back to the United States. Had to miss a pro beach tournament for that.
Not a bad weekend. I'm not so sure he'd miss a tournament anymore the way he's playing to go make 10 grand overseas.
Good move.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Whitmarsh. AJ. To go to 3-2. Yes. Steffes and Johnson trailing early now have a 3-2 lead when we come back. Some of the other finishers this week in Fresno: Al Jantz, Tim Walmer a 9th. Also in 9th, Robert Chavez and Chris Young. They've hired a personal coach to help them out, so look for them to move up. Roger Clark and Owen McKibben in 13th. I think they'd like to do a little better than that. Brooke Vandeweghe and Andrew Smith. Andrew Smith is now hurt. Look for Brooke Vandeweghe to play with another partner next week. John Edo and Bill Bouillon, 17th. And that's it. Edo and Bouillon, they should be playing much better than that. That's a good team.
Well, they can be very good, but they've really got to have it all together.
Slumping.
Well, you know, Bill Bouillon, I think, has got a lot of potential. A big blocker, a lot like Mike Whitmarsh, and John Edo's got a lot of shots, can move the ball around. They should be finishing up around 9th, 7th each and every week.
Nice dig by Johnson. AJ to get a point. Yeah. Steffes and Johnson have become so good at scrambling around behind the block.
Well, they're just making all the smart shots. And you notice as long as they continue to side out, have good ball control, Adam Johnson, much like St. John Smith, just roams around. Whitmarsh hits the little roll shot. AJ is there. They convert. And for the side change, and now Whitmarsh and Frohoff make a mistake. They convert once again.
4-2 is our score as Frohoff and Whitmarsh get the ball. We talked about Brent Frohoff playing with Scott Akatubby. Just to update you on Akatubby's condition, he's still not on the tour. They are still doing tests. They have done blood tests, urinalysis, muscle biopsies. He had a spinal tap. He's been to see a neurologist, talk about balance difficulties. He's had a parasite test, and they still, at least according to all our sources, cannot figure out what's wrong with him. He's not in bed. He's not like he's sick in bed or on the deathbed. He's walking around. He can't play. And we hope to have more information for you next week in Phoenix. But Scott Akatubby still not able to play, and so Frohoff is with Whitmarsh. Think he's scared?
Yeah. When you can't get an answer, obviously you're scared. I mean, you don't want bad news, but you want to know what's going on.
Look at that back set, dug by Johnson. 4-2. Whit got it.
I tell you, Steffes and Adam Johnson look an awful lot like Smith and Stoklos. You know, when they're playing well, Adam Johnson scrambling around behind the block. Kent Steffes doing the big blocking. AJ here and chasing the ball down is Kent Steffes. Really working hard, hustling, playing well.
4-2. Whitmarsh's team is trailing.
That slice.
Real nice.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if Frohoff and Whitmarsh cannot put some pressure on Adam Johnson, if they're going to continue to serve him, he just passing the ball perfectly, and it becomes easy side outs in spite of the fact Whitmarsh reaching over the net about 2 feet.
I think it's when it's tight like that, you got to really go up and get it. Adam Johnson to serve. He's wearing his Nike foot digs in case you're new to volleyball and you don't know what those are. The latest in feet apparel. Or foot apparel if you like better. Sand out, help you jump a little better. At least that's what they say.
Well, I'll tell you, if he's any example of how much they help, they're doing him a great job because he is quick in the backcourt and jumping very well.
I'm disappointed that Nike didn't invent them like 15 years ago when we were playing.
Well, would have helped me. Nothing could have helped you.
Go line!
You're going to say White?
You!
That was your idea, wasn't it?
Put away by Steffes. Steffes and Johnson leading here 4-2. This is our championship final. Chris Marlowe along with Paul Sunderland. No, I was not a great leaper in my career. And Steffes will serve. Brent Frohoff and his partner Mike Whitmarsh. Whitmarsh has never won a tournament. Wouldn't this be a great story today? And he shanks one that time into the sand. And another point. As Paul told you, only been playing volleyball for 4 years, on the tour for 2, so he's relatively inexperienced.
And how can he do that? He's a great athlete. Really can run, jump. Not only does he have the size, but he's really a good athlete all around.
Another terrific jump serve. Whitmarsh. AJ right there. Could be another point coming. No, hit the antenna, went out of bounds.
But, you know, Steffes going for it. On the bump set, working hard, coming off the dig by Adam Johnson. There's so much confidence out here. Just going for it. AJ right into the antenna. The ball comes in contact or passes outside the antenna in any way. A violation.
Last year, Whitmarsh was so close in Cape Cod, and especially in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And a snap down the line by Steffes. So Kent Steffes puts the ball away, and yes, very soon he's going to be playing with Karch Garage, coming back to the beach. We think it'll be late April or early May. Late April would put him at the Cuervo, the tournament in Clearwater, Florida. That's April 24th and 25th. Or perhaps the week after that, Austin, Texas, May 2nd and 3rd. Another dig by Johnson. He's all over the place.
Which way are you?
But Steffes with another bad set. 2-point scoring opportunities by the board. But taking chances. It just shows you the confidence they have in their side-out game. When they get a chance to score, they're just letting it all hang out and going for it. AJ dashing for cash. You make a mistake offensively, and he's going to make you pay. But his partner right now letting him down, not setting the ball well in transition.
2 serving 5. And Frohoff can't control the jump serve that time.
I think they got to serve Steffes for a while. Fro ought to come over from the left side serving position over to the right. He had hard jump serve at Kent Steffes.
Steffes to jump.
Yeah!
Trouble.
More trouble.
Big trouble. 6-2.
That, in a nutshell, is this match. Jump serving by Frohoff and Whitmarsh, no problem for Johnson and Steffes. The reverse, big problem for Frohoff and Whitmarsh. Just cannot handle it.
We've dipped under 6 minutes to play in this game. And Steffes and Johnson turning it on now. Ace. Got to take time out, don't they, Paul?
Well, Frohoff is claiming from Jim Leonard that he was trying to call a timeout as this ball was being put in play, but Bobby Clark is not going to allow it.
Timeout?
Now they take the
That's
timeout,
language.
but that's after the point.
Yes. Don't be yelling it. That's all.
Dang it!
Hey, careful.
Bobby, I called.
I heard it as I blew the whistle for service. Yes, I did.
Way before he blew it, and then Mike tried to call it.
The only thing I heard was when I blew the whistle for service. That's the only time I heard it. Brent?
He got a yellow for language. If he does it again.
30 seconds.
Boy, you can't curse today, Paul. That would kill off my game. I couldn't play in today's standards.
Thank you very much, KKDJ, for your support out here in Fresno.
Well, Fro and Whit very frustrated by the way they've played, but Johnson and Steffes have just, you know, put them in a bottle. They just can't do anything offensively or defensively.
Once again, if you're just joining us, this is Fresno Beach, the Miller Lite Fresno Open, our championship final. Johnson and Steffes over Frohoff and Whitmarsh right now. St. John Smith and Randy Stoklos finished 7th. Their worst finish in 5 years. Did not play well. Randy Stoklos with the bad arm. He's going to have tests done next week. I want to talk about that bad arm for a second, Paul, when we get a moment. Oh, look. Was that an ace? Yes, it was. So Steffes and Johnson turning the screws on Frohoff and Whitmarsh. Ace-a-rama here in Fresno, 8-2. Whitmarsh have to start side now, and they're having trouble because whatever Steffes is not blocking, Johnson is digging.
Don't count on it unless Whitmarsh and Frohoff can get on a roll. They're on the good side right now. They have to score at least 4 points before the next side change, in my opinion, in order to get back in this contest. And Whitmarsh moving over to the right, did hard jump serve cross court. But he doesn't use his height. You see how low he tosses the ball? He just contacts it at his shoulder, toss the ball much farther out front, and hit the ball aggressively. He's got to do some work on his jump serve.
Steffes and Johnson by 6. Pick up AJ at the serve. So far, a lot of errors, and Steffes' aces have really been a key. Frohoff got 1 ace on the first serve of the game. So Brent Frohoff, who is now working with a full-time personal trainer, nicknamed his role.
And if you ever met him, you'd know why he had that name.
But when he pays him, it makes the check out to Jeremy Subin, physical fitness trainer who works at Gold's Gym and personal trainer for none other than Scott Akatebe and a number of the players. And Akatebe was in such great shape last year, Paul. It's a kind of a shame to see it this year.
Yeah, no.
And that serve is out of bounds. So tough to get the ball in on the left side of the screen, the bad
with the
side.
wind. Yeah, serving with the wind. All the top spin in the world's not bringing the ball in right now. But Steffes and Johnson don't care. They're up 8-2. They're siding out easily. They're just going to keep going for it. That jump serve from Whitmarsh, easy to handle.
Steffes off Whitmarsh, out of play. Steffes and Johnson, another side out. This is their 3rd tournament together. If you don't count Pensacola, I really don't count that because nothing really happened down there. You got a little dough, but that was about it. They lost out on a photo finish to Smith and Stoklos in Honolulu, then beat them last week in Fort Myers. Somehow I just don't get the feeling time is going to run out today on this particular match.
Too many mistakes. Adam Johnson was all over that. Just didn't need to play the ball because Whitmarsh had dinked it out of bounds. AJ has proven to Whitmarsh that he can dig his heater hard cross court. You make the big man think, where am I going to hit the ball? And Adam Johnson is just guessing right.
9-2 now.
And tough serve. Here comes 10.
Could be coming right up. To save a point? No. Indeed. 10 for Steffes and Johnson. And Whitmarsh and Frohoff
looking dejected.
Yeah, and maybe a little out of gas, too.
Yeah, I was just going to say, looking very, very fatigued right now. And they've only played 1 extra game. And that was against Hovland and Dodd, which was a sprint to the finish because of the injury to Tim Hovland. They should not be tired.
Frohoff and Whitmarsh trying to regroup here on Prime Network. Can they come back? Stay with us. We'll find out. What's coming up in the Pro Beach schedule? Phoenix next week, and then Austin, Texas. New Orleans, May 9th and 10th. Be at the Alamo, May 16th and 17th, and on to Fort Worth. Coming back to California, May 30th, 31st. Chicago, the Windy City in mid-June. Cape Cod. Looking forward to going up there. Louisville. Be doing some horsing around. Manhattan Beach, July 3rd through the 5th. Philadelphia. Belmar Beach. Grand Haven. Oh, is that a gorgeous spot. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, site of one of the great tournaments of last year. Then Cleveland, Ohio at the Flats. Seal Beach, August 15th and 16th. And then Hermosa, the U.S. Championships to conclude the year. Lost Lake Park. And still a good crowd on hand here in our championship final. Steffes and Johnson jumped out 10-2. Frohoff and Whitmarsh, however, have scored 3 straight to cut it to 10-5. Got to catch up right here on this side.
On this side, Johnson and Steffes have got to pick it up a little bit. They lost their momentum. They lost their concentration. Cost them a couple of points.
And they poke it out of bounds.
One more, and AJ and Steffes are in real trouble, and Frohoff and Whitmarsh back in the match. If Whitmarsh could block a ball, it would really get them going.
Or if Frohoff could serve an ace. 6 serving 10.
What?
Here it is. Oh, and he hit it out. Did he touch it? No touch. Point number 7 for Fro and Whit. Here they come.
5 points in a row. Frohoff with a good serve, and Whitmarsh right on cue. Exactly what you need. I think he's a step late. If he jumps earlier, he stuffs that ball straight down.
Trying to dial up an ace is Frohoff.
Chopped down the line. This is one of the best comebacks I've seen in a long, long time. Frohoff facing cross-court at Adam Johnson the whole way. See the slice back to the line. Really fooled Kent Steffes.
8 serving 10. And a time timeout to Steffes and Johnson. That is their first. Frohoff and Whitmarsh have used up 2. And we have ourselves a volleyball game. 10-8 when we're coming back. Stay with us. There's the situation. 2 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the game. Steffes and Johnson ahead by 3 here at Lost Lake Park. Chris Marlowe, my partner, is Paul Sunderland. Steffes serves it out his 5th serving error. And the side out.
But with those 5 errors or 4 aces, so that's a ratio that anybody would want. 4 aces for Ken Steffes.
Mike Whitmarsh not having the problems, at least so far, with his conditioning. Steffes. And right out of the reach of Frohoff. Couldn't get it.
Just a step late. A step late. Brent Frohoff is getting closer and closer. He's got to start diving for those balls, proving that he can at least get a hand on them.
Look at Big Whit. Had dehydration problems last year, cramps. I said, what's the key this year? He says, I'm eating better and I'm not partying as much. Whit getting a workout. He's got to be in shape. He gets a lot of serves.
There's the line shot. If Whitmarsh has the tough line shot to go with the angle, he becomes a real offensive force.
So the good rotation now for Frohoff and Whitmarsh. Whitmarsh starts at the net. He's got 24 kills. He is in command for the Killer Luke Kill Award. Ken Steffes has won it the first 2 weeks. Good serve. Dig. Chance for point. Oh, terrible set. Went outside. And Frohoff right there. Got to get a set here. Fro? No.
Oh boy, that is to get Frohoff and Whitmarsh back in the match, and Whitmarsh is down and tired right now. You get a chance to score not once but twice against Adam Johnson. Fro is there, Whit a little bit late, and neither ball set that well, but Frohoff's got to keep that one in down the line.
So Johnson and Steffes take advantage of the miscue. And Steffes will put the ball in play. Johnson will retreat and play defense.
You good?
Did it touch? Yes, it touched him. Give him another ace. So Steffes dials up ace number 5.
That's a huge serving match. Ball might have been close, maybe a little long. Fro just cannot pull off this ball.
He got it.
Oh, yeah.
Good call by Steve Burmaster, the left linesman. 13-9 now is our score, and Whitmarsh and Frohoff really have to turn it on.
Well, but I'm not sure they have the energy to do that anymore. They made the one big move and scored 7 straight points to get back in the match, 7 straight points, but I don't think they have the energy to make another move.
We shall see. Whitmarsh serving.
That jump serve needs
fine-tuning?
Yeah, back in the practice bag. Could you imagine with his height and athletic ability, if he could get the jump serve down to the degree that Ken Steffes or Adam Johnson have it, he'd be scary.
Still working on that aspect of his game. 13-9.
Hey, line.
Ball is poked up. Whitmarsh. Snap it through. One thing Whitmarsh does know how to do very, very well is hit the ball. Move the ball around the block, racking up the kills today.
Well, he's got a great natural motion, and just because you're big and can jump does not mean you can hit the ball. It takes great timing, good hand-eye coordination, real fluid movement. Whit certainly has that part wired.
Steffes, from about 8 feet back, you could hear Adam Johnson call nobody, and there was nobody on that play.
Well, a tough ball to put away from that far off the net.
Steffes to serve.
So Steffes and Johnson 2 points away from their second tournament win of the year. When was the last time you can remember, at least on the AVP Tour, someone having more wins than Smith and Stoklos? Got a touch on Steffes, side out. Can you think back that far, Paul? Anybody started off? Because they win Hawaii every year.
They win Hawaii, and they always get off to such a great start. Last year, they won 6 out of the first 8. The year before that, I think they won 4 or 5 in a row before someone stopped them. So everybody's always playing catch-up with St. John Smith, but it could be a turnaround this year with he and his partner, Randy Stoklos.
Down by 4, Whitmarsh and Frohoff.
Line. Go.
And they'll go that time as the ball tipped off Whitmarsh. Johnson with great shots.
So that's what happens. You get so frustrated when you don't convert when you have opportunities. You know, AJ and Kent just going to continue to side out. You have to score when you have the opportunities.
Yeah. Over.
Steffes' first stuff block. Whitmarsh probably getting a little bit tired. He's been jump serving, blocking, and dropped the angle too low, and Steffes shut the door.
Now it is championship point for Johnson and Steffes.
Yeah.
And tipping off the top.
Frohoff and Whitmarsh.
It has been all Steffes and Johnson today. It has been their tournament, at least so far, barring a miracle comeback. Never had a chance to play Smith and Stoklos in this tournament. Larry Meir and Eric Wirtz got to Smith and Stoklos first, knocked them into the losers bracket.
Beat them 15-9. That is Meir and Wirtz over Smith and Stoklos. And then Frohoff and Whitmarsh played Larry Meir and Eric Wirtz in a great match, 7-6 on the 10-minute clock. And I think it was probably that long match earlier today that took the starch out of Whitmarsh and Frohoff. That was a long, long game.
Frohoff got the ace. His team has 10, 56.6 left, and Johnson and Steffes going to take their third timeout. So both teams have taken 3 timeouts. And we'll take our, what is it? What timeout is this, Paul? Our 4th or 5th timeout. We're coming back on Prime Network after this. Finish for Eric Boyles, the Preacher, and Leif Hansen. They finished 4th. In 5th, Pat Powers and Brian Lewis, and Meir and Wirtz, Smith and Stoklos, Dvorak and Moodhart in 7th. 9th place, Hanley, Stevenson, Walmer, Jan, Chavez, Young, Friedrichsen, and Tanner in 13th. You see the gang there. And in 17th, well, a whole host hoping to move up next week. Chris Marlowe back with Paul Sunderland. 14-11 is our score. Frohoff and Whitmarsh trying to battle back, but they don't have much time to do it. 49 6/10 seconds.
And we should remember that if they should be fortunate enough, lucky enough, good enough to win this game, they have to go to a double final game to 7. And I don't think that they have the endurance to do that right now. Whit looking pretty tired up at the net and blocking position.
Let's see what happens. Frohoff and Whitmarsh need to score quickly here. Both teams have 1 timeout remaining. Frohoff will dial it up.
What? Come on, go, go!
Frohoff has it to get to 12. Oh, does he need it? And he gets it.
Great set by Mike Whitmarsh. Frohoff doing a better and better job of scrambling behind the block. Whit really concentrates, puts this ball in perfect position for Frohoff to score. Now here's the key. Whitmarsh with the high set and Fro going downtown. And where is Kent Steffes to block?
40.5 seconds to go. 14-12. And Steffes bounces one that explodes off the sand. Side out.
Hit a divot, crushed the ball hard cross court.
When we timed it out one time, 4 seconds for a side out, and that's about exactly what that play took.
That's without a rally.
36.1.
Without a rally, pass, set, and hit.
Good.
Need to terminate quickly here. Whitmarsh. Oh, good dig by Johnson. This could be it. Nope. Time running out, however. Got to terminate. Can't. Johnson there. 23 seconds. And he puts it away. That's it.
Yeah, that rally will do it. And, of course, the score 15-12. Whitmarsh and Frohoff, just not enough gas left in the tank.
Johnson and Steffes again. We'll come back to Fresno after this. Quite have the drama and excitement of last week, but there were some interesting moments as Adam Johnson and Kent Steffes hung on to beat Brent Frohoff and Mike Whitmarsh 15-12. They are standing by with Paul Sunderland. Paul?
All right, thanks, Chris. For the second week in a row, Adam Johnson, Kent Steffes are the champions here out on the Pro Beach Tour. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't always exciting, but as Kent Steffes says, they don't say boring next to the paycheck. How did you get it done?
Well, we just got it done by bearing down, basically, and thinking what we've been doing wrong and just converting on the points that, you know, it seemed like we fell asleep.
Yeah.
I think we were up 8-2 and all of a sudden 10-2. Then all of a sudden we fell asleep. It was, like you said, it was kind of boring in a way. So we just had to, you know, dig down and pull a few points.
Somehow pulled it out. You served an ace at 10-9 for the 11-9 side change. You had 5 aces overall. Serving the key to winning this match?
Definitely, like you said, I had 5 aces. I mean, we had a huge cranial Chernobyl in the middle of that game. And
Hey, what now?
cranial Chernobyl, if you've ever heard of that.
Okay, all right.
And,
What are the after effects of that?
well, if you can pull yourself out of it, then you're stoked. But which is what we did. We just talked about. We said, look, we can't bore ourselves to sleep out here. We got to end this game. We got to get 5 more points, and that's what we did.
All right, Adam Johnson, big announcement today that affects you. Karch Kurai has told us that he's coming back to the beach. He's not going back to the national team. So that means that you guys, in about 2, maybe 3 weeks, will no longer be a team. Who are you going to play with? I've given you a lot of time to think about this now, huh?
Well, I think it all depends on what Kent's going to do and what Karch is going to do. It's going to be a tough decision. We just have to take one tournament at a time and see where it goes from there.
Nobody knows what Karch is going to do, but the Stoof A train is rolling right now. 2 in a row. It'll roll.
The what now?
The Stoof A train.
All right, the Stoof A train, he'll tell me about it on the airplane, what the heck that means, is rolling. 2 victories in a row. AJ will be thinking about what he's going to do, but right now they're winning tournaments on the beach. Chris, back to you.